Welcome, Dimensional Travellers, to the first episode of Ludonauts. I am the narrator, a cosmic being dwelling in the vast crystal pavilion at the heart of the multiverse. These three mortals have ventured to my realm to play the game known as Troika by Melsonian Arts Council. So please, step forward, introduce yourselves.
My name is Robin, and I'd be playing a derivative dwarf called Nibelung Pigborn.
My name is Michael, and I will be playing a Kakajin called Peter Penumbra.
My name is Craig, and I'll be playing a Temple Knight of Telic called Getbit.
Now we know who you are. Tell us a bit about the characters you'll be playing.
A normal dwarf is created by another dwarf by being carved out of some beautiful substance. That's how dwarfs reproduce. A derivative dwarf is where the process has gone wrong somehow. To other non-dwarf races, I am imperceivably a dwarf, but to other dwarfs I am shunned for my slight imperfections. Like an uncanny valley effect.
Peter Penumbra was lost to the void of space at a young age, and since then he's become one with the darkness, infecting and changing him. The young Peter became something known as a Kakajin, which is someone who has been exposed to the truth and the power. And since then he has developed a strange, uncanny physiology and an ability to glow darkness from his eyes.
Getbit is a Temple Knight of Telic, and I don't remember what that is. I remember that he's got swords and he's always aware, but for the reasons I'm not unaware.
I think that the interesting thing about Troika is that the book doesn't really tell you very much about the character.
Yeah, you have to come up with it.
Temple Knight of Telac. You're a fanatical monk set to maintain constant vigilant martial readiness in preparation for the end times when all doorways crumble inwards. You're always prepared and never unready. My understanding is that your character likes to carry a significant amount of swords in this person.
Yes, I like to have swords, make swords, and use swords.
All three.
All the full three.
Yeah.
He's not very good with them. He's not better than anyone else with them. But he's enthusiastic about them.
What is your sword skill?
My sword skill is either 7 or 7.
My sword skill is there somewhere? Sword fighting, 8.
Yeah, you're better at sword fighting than I am.
Really?
I've dedicated my life to the sword. I'm quite happy with that.
Our story begins, like so many others, in a tavern, the Pickled Dragon Inn, tucked away in one of the less salubrious quarters of the great city sphere of Troika. The Pickled Dragon is a regular haunt of rogues, hipsters, thugs and poets. In other words, adventurers. And tucked away at the back of the Pickled Dragon, drinking to forget that they don't have enough money to actually get drunk, we find our heroes. The bar is unusually full tonight. This is because tomorrow is the day of the Great Riddle Contest between the Carnelian Sphinx and the Obsidian Sphinx, held every 100 years. The three of you are debating whether to call it a night and head back to Mrs. Stiffprun's boarding house, or whether to push your luck and extend your credit line with Smirkanov, the barman.
Well, I have 6 monies. I don't know how much that is, really.
I have 9 monies.
Oh.
Well, sounds like it's your round then.
Mm. How many monies do you have?
I also have 6 monies.
6. We could combine our monies and get absolutely wasted.
However, considering that we are in this tavern, and have been in this tavern some time, I imagine that we have possibly extended up to 6 plus 6 plus 9 monies.
It says I have 9 monies.
Well, that's because it's credit, we haven't paid it yet.
What's being drunk? What do we have?
The Pickled Dragon carries a wide range of liqueurs, spirits, beers and wines from all across the spheres.
Do they have any dark mead?
Is that like evil mead?
Yeah.
Made from evil bees?
By dark elves.
Not from evil bees, I'm sorry.
They're not evil bees, they're called wasps.
Just mashed in a jar and left to ferment. I'll have an evil mead made from bees, please.
It's poisonous to many.
Yes. Well, so's alcohol.
True.
Some might argue that's the point.
I'd also have one of those, but I'll be aware of it.
I would have thought you'd be more of a coffee man.
You're right. I'll have a
constant awareness.
I'll have a coffee made from wasps.
I have no idea how you sleep.
I don't.
He's always aware.
That's why I'm so shit at sword fighting.
One 8-hour rest is enough to boost all of his skills back up to full
I will
health.
go from our corner table to the bar to try and procure more wasp-based drinks.
I'll
And
follow you,
On the way, I will surveil the room.
and while I follow you, I'll walk backwards, back to back with you.
And I will walk in the middle, therefore protecting them from assault on all sides.
If you all stand up, there's a good chance you'll lose your table. It's
I will
incredibly
not.
busy.
I will not stand up from the table.
Okay. Keep the table,
I'll keep the table.
but be aware that the end times
What?
are coming.
You have mentioned this. You have in fact
It's
mentioned this.
not last round yet.
No, but like,
They'll ring the bell when the end times are really here and it's 1 pint left.
I should have said last orders. I fucked up.
you
I'm
say,
very
you
sorry.
just say it.
Well, it's because you've been drinking all night. Clearly, your grasp of
Yeah.
analogies is slipping, or turns of phrase rather. Yes, please go get me another pint
Okay.
with all the frothy wasp bits left in
I'll
it.
hold out my knife as I'm walking backwards.
Put your knife away! What are you doing?
The end times are coming!
But they're not going to stab you in the
The
pub.
doorways are going to crumble inward.
You'll
how
get
are
us
the
thrown
doorways?
out.
The doorways are looking okay at the moment.
Okay.
I think it's more a metaphor than
It sounds like
literal.
he's not
choose
taking
to-
any of this
I-
metaphorically. Sounds like he's being very, very literal about the specifics of the
I
end
choose
times.
to believe what I believe. I'll put my knife half away.
So
But
you're prepared.
I'm prepared.
Prepared. That's the main thing. You are still bristling with swords.
Mhm.
It's worth noting that.
Just edit in some clattering.
Yes. Yeah. So the two of you make your way up to the bar. Again, there's a lot of people that aren't regulars because it's such a busy night, and you can tell that they're perhaps not happy at having to quickly step out the way of an incredibly spiky man moving through their midst.
Mm-hmm.
How do they feel about someone who has the head of an anglerfish?
They are not too bothered. Troika is very cosmopolitan indeed. You might find out in some other places you don't blend in so well. Although you do have disguise skills.
I do. I have a potentially
Oh.
not magical artifact that disguises me completely, but I don't want to rely on that too much because it's got limited uses, if I recall.
It's a
That's
sack
right.
he puts over his head.
And you're getting pished.
Yeah,
And you also have a change shape spell as well.
I do, but I think that changes me into objects.
That's right. But it's still
Less
disguise and such.
offensive.
Ooh, can you change yourself into some money and we'll hand you over?
I
That's
was thinking about
slavery.
that.
I do think that is slavery.
Like, I change myself to money, and
Uh-huh.
you could hand me over, like a gold brick, perhaps.
Yeah.
Which is something you can exchange for many
Goods and services.
many wasp-based beverages.
Mhm.
And then afterwards, when they close up, I can turn myself back into myself and burst out. But we won't do that yet. We're not that poor.
We might be. We don't know how much our monies are worth.
You make it to the bar. Smirkinoff, the barman, looks up at you. Now, the curious thing about Smirkinoff, he's the most average person you've ever met. He's utterly, not even forgettable, but it's more he's so average that you can't retain any information about him
Tim Henman,
in
got
your
it.
memory. Yet he's just the most average guy, which is suspicious in its own right. Anyway, he looks up at you with his eyes.
Beverage peddler. I would like to know how much it would cost to obtain more alcohol.
Ah, listen, lads. You're still lost from the other week.
How much do we owe you from the other week?
He pulls out a wax tablet. 15 silver pieces.
I think I've got 6 pence.
I've got silver
No,
pieces.
that's it, silver pieces.
Yeah.
We 15 silver pieces. Or should I say, 15 silver pieces. We could pay that together.
We could.
Mm-hmm. But then he wouldn't give us any more coffee.
But then that's you've
We could
still
go and
got
rob
money
the
for-
dwarf and then
Rob-
obtain more money that way.
What dwarf?
The one that we left at the table.
Right.
You know the bar is not that
I'm-
far away from the table.
I guess I
Excellent,
wasn't aware of the
excellent
dwarf.
hearing.
Yeah, we could walk backwards. Well, I could walk forwards and you could walk backwards this time. And then we could go rob your dwarf friend.
He's your pal as well.
Is he? I don't remember him.
I shan't be after this.
We've got a room at a boarding house, I think you said.
Mrs. Yes, bear in mind you still have to pay.
Will
you still
we
might
expect
have
to pay for that?
And imagine you've probably paid for tonight. Mrs. Stiff Prune's boarding house.
Do you need any work done here, barkeep? Do you need any floors kind of rubbed off? Or do you need any walls kind of shaved down?
That's what you do, is it?
That's what I can do. You have to pay your way somehow.
No, I think we're fine for the rubbing.
Okay. Do you have anything that you'd need done yourself? Like personally?
What are you suggesting?
Well, like I could kind of cut your hair with my mini swords, or I could cut your nails with my mini swords, or do you have anything else that needs? You don't seem like you need anything cut.
I'm a man of very few needs.
Okay. Well, then you don't need
if I
our
want
money.
if I want to cut something, I'm quite prepared to cut it myself.
But like, what if it's like round the back? You obviously can't. Like, your back hair is probably like.
I
mad.
need to cut in here.
Yeah.
Let's just pay the man.
Okay.
I'll put my 6p on the table.
Here's my 9p.
That's 15p, so we're
That
covered.
covers last week.
You won't have to send anybody to break our bone, unless you want to.
Do we have more debt?
We're so unaware.
That's your tap paid off, boys.
Okay, let's go back to the table.
Do you know where you can get like free range wasps? There's like a nest anywhere. Can I take this mug? I gave you like a lot of silver.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect you to take it away with you. You hold on to it just now. That's usually how bars work.
That you can be sure that will definitely happen.
I'll go back to Pig. Is that your name?
Yeah, you call me Pig.
Pig. Pig. Turns out we were in somewhat of a problem with vast quantities of debt. We're not anymore, but I now have literally no money. So it's year round.
And we couldn't have just left without bringing this to the attention of the barman.
Well, the barman kind of brought it to the attention of us.
He's
Well,
very,
you went to the bar.
Yeah.
He's very intimidating.
I
I would say he may be more intimidating than average,
Yeah.
which is about all you could say.
which is the only thing that's above average
Yeah.
about him, as he is famously extremely average.
He's got a lot of back hair.
He
We know
also,
that for sure.
surprisingly, for a barman in the first place that you're in an RPG, he also, surprisingly, has no problems that need dealt with whatsoever.
None.
You didn't ask him about rubbing off his floors, did you?
I did. I did.
And he
ask
didn't
him.
want his floors rubbed
His
off.
floors are apparently rubbed like off enough already.
Well, I suppose you get the offers a lot when you're a purveyor of an alcoholic establishment.
Yeah.
Is there? How close are we to the door?
Maybe about 20 feet. It's quite crowded though. But there's no particular reason to make a run for it.
Oh, it sounds like it's my round. That's every reason to make a run for it.
How many silver pieces do you have?
I have 6 whole silver pieces, and judging by the fact that we spent 15 to cover last week's boozing,
And that's a week's boozing.
How much?
I don't think it was a week's boozing. I think it was the last event time we were here. Unless we've been here for 1 week, in which case why are we paying for room and board at Mrs. Stiffpoon's?
How much can one wasp cost? Really?
Well, I think it's
Realistically.
the cumulative effect of the many wasps.
I'll take one. I'll take like a big juicy wasp.
Anyway, in the event that we have to pay more than exactly 6 silver pieces, I do not have more than exactly 6 silver pieces.
I can't foresee us needing to pay for anything ever again.
I'm going to take a step back from the argument, and I'm just going to take in the ambience.
People are excited about tomorrow's riddle contest between the Sphinxes. The hot money seems to be on the Carnelian Sphinx to win, as she's won the last 7 in a row.
In that case, what we should do is we put the 6 pennies on the other Sphinx.
Betting.
Betting.
Betting
Because
pens.
since the other one's won 7 in a row, that means the odds are really, 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 really good for the other one to win the riddle off. That'll give us money to cover tonight, plus any other boozing we may do, plus money for Mrs. Stiffpoon.
I like your plan to make more money, but what if we just use the money we have
Because
now
I don't know if we have enough
to
money.
pay off other debts that we may or may not
Well,
have?
Pig, you raise a good point, because the barman would not tell me the price of a drink, which I will say is usually what barmen do.
It's like a Harrod situation. If you go in and you have to ask the price, it's too much. Because we all go to Harrods in the Troika, the beautiful planar city of many worlds.
Indeed.
There is a Harrods-like department store in the city of Troika.
Could maybe go there tomorrow
called-
after we drink in the
It's
Sphinx.
called Jenner's.
Do some shoplifting.
Well, speaking of, I'd like to put the mug
You,
into my little pouch, of.
you can always
money.
put it under my hat because I'm dressed exactly like a stereotypical garden gnome.
Do you think that you'd be all right with that, Pig? Do you think you could?
I don't. That's where I store my objects. Actually, is under the. I'm 4 foot tall. The extra foot to make me 5 foot is the hat.
Big hat. Well,
It's a
I'll
big
do
hat.
that then. I'll store the mug in your hat.
Okay, you discreetly slip it under the hat.
I should have probably drank stuff from it.
No, it's I'm enjoying the slush.
The slush. Okay, finished it
It's
off.
a fairly tight. You finish your coffee first.
No, I should have finished it off,
Should have
but I
finished
didn't.
it.
It's warming, is what it is.
It's got bits in it because it's wasp
It's
coffee.
wasp. So
Did you get a Wasp coffee? I didn't get it.
I assume I had a wasp coffee
That's what
previously.
you had.
we've been drinking wasp-based beverages the entire evening.
All 3 of you were sitting with empty glasses because you'd finished your drinks.
Oh,
You know what?
oh, then
Maybe
it's just
we-
imaginary slosh.
Maybe if we if we'd been drinking actual alcohol, that would be cheaper, and we wouldn't have been in such wasp-based debt.
We wouldn't be so poisoned, really.
Again, the poison is the point. I'm willing to go place 5 of my silver pennies on a betting situation, if there was a betting situation going about.
You would need to find a bookkeeper of some
A
sort.
bookkeeper, would that... Could I roll?
time
Could I
of
roll a
night.
skill test?
Do you have a find a bookkeeper skill?
I've got awareness.
roll against your awareness. Yeah.
Roll against my awareness. It's the inaugural roll. That is a 7, which is less than my awareness of 9. Doesn't mean that there is one, but it means that I'm aware if there is one or not.
You're aware that there's no one that appears to be a bookkeeper in there.
Oh, that's
There
fair.
could be some disguised bookkeepers. There's
I mean-
certainly nobody advertising themselves as a bookkeeper.
In my experience, bookkeepers tend to make their shops close to the areas where taverns often are.
We could go ask your man Spinny or whatever he's called, the barkeeper. Can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name either, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't Spinny.
Spinny.
Smirking off.
Spurking off. Pig, you come with me. You walk back to back with me to the tab. To the.
Am I going forward, backwards, or am I in the
I'll
rear?
go forward and you go backwards this time.
I'll go
Alright.
to the table this time.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense. We
So I'll approach the barkeeper.
As you stand up, you see Big Jim Concrete enter the bar.
No, Big Jim Concrete.
Big Jim Concrete. Hopefully we don't owe him any money.
Thankfully, you don't owe Big Jim any money, which is just as well because he's not the sort of guy you would necessarily want to owe money to.
He feels like a very much payback immediately kind of fella.
So, Big Jim, how to describe Big Jim to you? Imagine a humanoid figure, around about 8 foot tall, who appears constructed entirely out of concrete traffic bollards. Imagine a concrete traffic bollard man.
Okay.
Story is he was once a god that got, unfortunately, through some complicated set of circumstances, perhaps rivalries with a rival god or perhaps followers of a rival god, he wound up trapped in a physical body made of concrete.
Okay.
Makes the best of it, as he does. Not an interesting conversationalist, but you've learned to put up with him.
Okay.
He looks over. Peter! Pig! The other one! The spiky one! Oh, keep it out of mischief, I hope!
Everyone
Everyone the bar sort of falls a bit silent as those people who aren't regulars are a bit taken aback by the arrival of this massive concrete man. I should add that he's not well dressed. He tends to wear completely random clothes. He's got something like a sort of, if you can imagine a fantasy version of a Hawaiian shirt, and he's got a kilt on and a sort of hat that's got a lot of feathers and fruit involved in it.
Okay.
Bruce, eh?
He's not really learned how mortals dress.
I think I disagree. I think he's mastered how
Yeah.
mortals should dress.
Yes, Jim, we're keeping out of trouble. We're paying off our debts.
You see him, he sort of doesn't barge through the crowd exactly, but he tends to people get out of his way pretty rapidly. He goes up to the bar, he looks over to you, he holds his hand up to his head in the sort of sign for the universal sign for what he is drinking.
Wasp coffee.
We're on the wasps, Big Jim.
3 wasp meads, my good man, and a wasp coffee for the little fellow.
I'm small, apparently.
And smaller than the dwarf.
You're all smaller than Big Jim.
It's all relative.
You're a good man, Big Jim.
He brings his drink. He brings the drinks over. He can hold them all in one massive concretey hand. He sits down at your table. The chair creaks ominously.
The entire table lists, so we all sort of slowly start sliding. Everything starts sliding toward Big Jim.
How are you doing, Big Jim?
Well, I'm here.
How good is it, Big Jim?
It's a busy night, let me tell you.
All this Sphinx nonsense I'm hearing.
Aye. Not as busy as the 72-year orgy the people of the Red Plains held in my honour.
That's too many years.
I mean, at year 71, do we start wrapping this up? Or do you...
It would have
Do
been
you
in
have
their
Christmas?
90s by the time. That's too. If they started in their 20s,
Well, you don't know how long the years are.
I guess.
Some cosmic order. It lasted 15
You don't
minutes.
even
but-
know if it's humans that are placed on.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good point. But you're right, Jim. I imagine it's probably not as busy as the 72-year orgy held in your honor on the Red Plains.
That's for sure.
Is this a sort of?
He looks wistful.
I imagine there's a lot to be wistful about in a 72-year orgy. And I fish my pint sort of away from his gravitational orbit and sort of like pull it up the table towards me like a mountaineer.
Actually, as a matter of fact, it's business that brings me here, not pleasure.
Okay, well, we're always ready to talk business, aren't we?
We happen to have no monies.
No money. A friend of mine is in town for the festivities.
A friend of Big Jim.
He's a friend of us.
They're looking for some gentlemen to perform a very specific task that requires delicacy and tact.
Gitbit already. He's already offered to do that for the barman, but the barman says no.
Yeah, his back hair is out of control.
Please go on, Jim. For the love of Christ.
Is that something that would perhaps interest you, gentlemen?
What was our previous experience with Big Jim been like?
He's more of a drinking buddy really than anything else.
He's
a nice enough guy, he's just very dull.
It's that guy at the
Seems
pub.
great.
Yeah.
Is this when we open the group wallet and a comedy fly flutters out,
Well, tell me more. Tell me more, Jim. What needs done?
I have to be discreet about it.
As you often are, Jim.
Aye. Now, my friend is staying at the Blancmange and Thistle Hotel in Central Troika. Can't say too much, but if you were to go and visit them, they're staying in the presidential suite. They might have a task for men with your particular set of skills.
I'll chew down some wasps and mull it over.
Just as well as being discreet, because the whole room can say what I can hear him.
Which one of us is going to have to take the hit and wake up in the bathtub full of ice?
Well, hopefully not me.
Well, you're made of stone, right?
Well, yeah, but it's still my organ. So's Big Jim's made of concrete, and it doesn't,
Yeah, no offence, Big Jim.
Gitbit's a bit of a racist. We've all known this for a while.
Well, I for myself will promise to visit the presidential suite of the Blancmange and Thistle on the morrow.
Is it tomorrow or is it now?
It is a matter of some urgency.
Okay. Do we have time to drink these?
We can drink on the way.
He won't let you take the mugs.
No,
The whole thing?
no. He asked you not to. That's not the same as not letting you.
Right.
We can bring them back.
He hands one of you a small black square of card. He hands one of you.
I'll take it.
I'll give it to Peter.
I think you better present that at the foyer. They can be a bit stuck up in there. I myself got booted out after an unfortunate incident.
What was the incident, Big Jim?
Well, he proceeds to tell a fairly lengthy and long-winded story, which perhaps might have been funny if he told it in a more succinct fashion.
Classic Jim.
Oh, Big Jim.
We have finished our drinks and we are now going to go.
Okay.
You're well finished your drinks, but no.
We're doing that thing where sort of you're lapping at the perennial few drops at the bottom of a pint glass.
Very well, let's away to the Blancmange and Thistle. I have the ability to pilot golden barges. Do I have a golden barge?
No.
Probably best that I don't drive in my state anyway.
Is there public transport in Troika?
You can hire, for money, there's rickshaw drivers of various species.
How far away is the Blancmange and Thistle?
That's a good question.
It's about it's in the uptown part of Troika, so you're maybe about half an hour on foot. You can also, there's a system which is like the subway, but it's sort of like a giant intestine that spirals under the city, and you move around in big metal capsules that are propelled through the intestine by the sort of
the peristaltic motion.
Peristaltic motion, that's what I was thinking, yes.
Okay, well that sounds gross. If we can walk there, let's walk there.
You don't want to travel by Vor?
No.
Oh, Vor, right, I was wondering. I mean, I'm up for it. I've got so much wasps in me. This is the time.
It'll ease the digestion of our many pints of wasp. As it's moved from wasp-based meat to just glasses of...
I don't know.
I'm happy to walk through the streets, 2 swords in hand.
You're very happy to do that.
Ever ready.
We've asked you many times not to.
Have I told you about how the end times are coming? Because they're coming.
Would you like? Have you got any pamphlets for us to read?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will need to ask you more details about your religion at some point.
Oh
but
God, don't!
I've got that particular tenet down. You very much do not need to remind me that the end times are coming.
Well,
you got some pamphlets in your room that you'd be happy
don't you come back to my room? I know we're going on a mission.
We're going to the Blancmange.
Afterwards, want to come back to my room?
No.
Okay.
He's asked that before. Never. He's got.
Is it because you're worried that the world's ending?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
And
I'm
you-
also affected by that, let's say. I'm also touched by the world being ending.
It's like Elon Musk talking to someone starving to death.
Let's just go.
Let's walk through the beautiful, many multicultural crowd of Troika as my red cone marks the path through the crowd.
Oh, can I have that mug, please?
Oh, yeah, sure, just lift it up. And...
As you walk out, Big Jim says cheerio.
Bye, Big Jim.
We're on it, Jim.
You stand up and walk past Smirkanoff at the bar, when suddenly he's in front of you at the
That
door.
you away, boys?
That's the plan.
We've got to go get money.
I think you maybe forgotten something.
Forgotten something, eh?
It's the money to pay
I
you.
have
He
forgotten.
reaches over and he pulls your hat up and he takes the glass from under it.
I don't think I've ever... No, fucking off. I've been coming here a while. Never undress me again like that without permission. You know how sensitive a dwarf's ball patch is. It's a
sensitive subject.
It's a sensitive subject.
Stealing glasses cuts into my overheads, boys. I don't want to have to start charging you extra.
Oh, how much you charge for a glass?
More than you can afford, I
Everything's
reckon.
more than we can.
Yes, yes.
Every it's not a good business plan to have expensive glasses in a pub.
Just back away slowly from him. 'Cause
Yeah.
He's very intimidating. I told you.
It's very intense.
Yeah.
We'll say, oh, well, yeah, that's our apologies, Smoking Up here. Doff my big red hat and I leave.
I don't like him.
I was going to say, but I didn't have a chance to, that when he pulled your hat off, then, like, every individual thing that you've got listed in your inventory should have fallen out and finished one after the other.
With all the comedy sound effects there.
Yeah.
I have to remove mug from my inventory now. I vacate the premises. Sun's mug.
You make your way through the busier than usual streets of Troika. There's a definite party atmosphere because of tomorrow's contests. You can see the supporters of each Sphinx wearing red or black scarves respectively, exchanging banter or engaging in riddling contests of their own. At one point you have to push your way down an avenue where people have set up an impromptu street party. There's big tables of food, jugglers, fire eaters and other
My
performers.
favourite part is the plate spinners. I could watch those sons of bitches spin plates all day. None of this juggling nonsense. Anyone can put a thing up and then catch it.
I am very dyspraxic. I can very much not juggle.
Do you think they would give me one of their plates?
I don't think so. I think it's quite integral to the act.
I
of plate
think
spinning.
maybe we should have somewhat less of a focus on tableware.
I just wanted a mug, you know? How did he know? Who was he?
He
Why did he
presumably,
know?
he presumably watched us do it in his establishment.
Yes. It was very busy.
Have you been to the Blancmange Thistle before?
No,
I
I
can't say
I'm
that
not-
I have.
I mean, we're kind of making our bags right up as we go along, so I could just say yes, I'm a regular. But,
Yes, and?
Is it? Do people are you often a regular at a hotel? It's not like a pub. You don't go to my usual place. They just give you
So I would love to go to a hotel every evening. Imagine you just go. I mean, if I was a drinker, that'd be more. It'd be easier to do that because we go and drink.
hotels have restaurants as well.
Yeah, but you go.
I think dining at a hotel restaurant is a. It's even if you're not divorced. I think someone gives you the papers after you've done it for a week. It's like a punch card.
As we enter into the higher class areas of the city, I will use my, is it called a veneer?
Yeah.
And disguise myself as a well-to-do sort.
Okay,
There is
I
no
believe that
factor.
uses an energy. That uses one
yes.
of your plasmic cores.
Does it use a whole plasma core?
I don't know if it uses a whole plasmic core. Maybe check.
No, one. No.
Well, I suppose if it lasts like a whole day, that's a good use of a plasmic core.
Depends how easy they are to get, because they seem, I mean, they're
They're
ammunition.
fairly easy to get hold of in Troy.
I suppose
But you have spent all of your money. Yeah, sorting your debt. Did Big Jim promise us any financial gain for doing this?
I just don't want to go against Big Jim.
No.
I mean,
Big Jim's the middleman here. He's just making aware of the job. That you've
Yeah.
got to.
to be honest, even if he was getting us to do something for free, I don't want to be on Big Jim Concrete's bad side.
No.
And he did buy us all a drink,
He did. That's
He
true.
did.
which is
He's
more
big.
or less payment, and we did get to just leave.
Big Jim is lovely.
He is. It's sad to see him reminisce. You can see the pain in his eyes. He does miss being an astral god of terrifying shape and
I hope
size.
someone cracks him open one day.
That took a turn.
Do you mean to
he's sealed
release
in a-
the
he's
soul
sealed in
then?
a physical body, and if he's cracked open, presumably he'll get to float away and be a god
He
again.
might die.
Get
No,
Get
Big
it.
Jim, death.
Gitbit, I have a question. Every time we've ever done any of us three have ever killed somebody, do you think that we're just releasing that?
Well, no, not everyone definitely used to be a god.
But also, is that not kind of what a lot of people believe about?
Yes, but Big Jim was
Death.
like verifiably like sentient and able to do things before. Whereas when we do it,
we
people
really only got Big Jim's word for it that he was a god. But
That's
it's
a good
very
point.
convincing. Like
He doesn't really have the imagination.
He's got a lot of stories
Yeah.
about being a god.
he just mentioned that 72-year orgy. Like,
I, for one, am not going to call Big Jim Concrete a bullshitter.
no.
No. Well, he's not got the imagination. You've heard him try to make up a lie. Big Jim can't do it. He just goes all glassy-eyed.
He's very earnest.
He's incredibly earnest. It's sad, actually, because people do take advantage of Big Jim Concrete.
I can't imagine people take it. He's too big. He's too concrete.
He's
Well,
fallen for so many Nigerian prince scams.
That's how he ends up in that body, remember? He opened one email.
I suppose he was tricked
He
into it. Yeah.
downloaded one attachment.
What a guy.
What's going on?
The journey uptown takes somewhat longer than usual due to the crowds. You arrive eventually at the Blancmange and Thistle. The Blancmange and Thistle is a great lozenge-shaped building cast in golden chrome stretching upwards into the sky. At each side of the door are mandrel guards dressed in padded blue jackets carrying hand
Who
crossbows.
wants to approach these men?
Let's just go in.
Yeah.
We have business.
We've
We're
got
here
hands.
to. Is there a? Because if they turn us away here, we'll try our tradesman's entrance. We are technically tradesmen.
I, in my disguise, will simply walk in the door as if I'm expecting no problems.
The mandrel guards look at you and sort of nod a bit. They look slightly more bemused at your companions, but they don't say anything.
I can't believe they're racist.
I'm happy for them. They're doing good work. They're working on this festival night.
They are.
Oh, they're
It's-
getting double money.
Right, well, they've got very powerful unions to mandrels traditionally. I like that they've got crossbows. I imagine that actually lowers the lethality of a mandrel attack if they've got crossbows.
Well, you want to have the option for range and so on.
I know, but if someone sticks an arrow with me, I go, ooh, ow, that hurts. But if a mandrel decides to unzip me with its massive arms, there's not an awful lot I can do.
But do you think that there would be something that, for example, Big Jim could do?
Well, Big Jim could do something by accident, really. And he did.
I don't think
there used to be
Big Jim
four of us.
would mind being unzipped. You know.
Big Jim's not here though. That's...
No,
We're talking about Big Jim.
I'm just saying.
He's our mutual pal, Big Jim. This is what happens when you leave the pub after you've been hanging out with somebody you haven't seen in a while.
These gentlemen drills are they're the guards, and in Troika you've got to guard from many things, not just dwarves and so on.
Dwarves.
You've got to be ready.
Whatever the fuck
Anyway,
you are.
let's go into the foyer.
Yeah.
You enter into the foyer of the hotel. You can only really use words like opulent and extravagant to describe it. Chandeliers, ironwork, there's thick, colourful, mismatched carpets, and there's paintings of every style, taste and era. You can see guests buried in deep chairs that seem to be built for them. There's mandrels, both guards and like servant mandrels, just cutting about. The smell, there's a strong smell of like brass polish and artificial cherries in the air. You can see at the front desk there's he's a human, but he's got a very sausage-like quality. No real neck, bald rounded head.
Oh, shit, right.
I'll approach the concierge and I will say, "Good evening. I believe that your guest in the presidential suite is expecting our attendance."
Do you have an appointment with the guest?
I do. I was told to show this, and I'll show the black card.
Why, of course, sir. Please feel free to make your way up. It's on floor 6.
Presidential suite on floor 6.
6. How many floors are there?
6. And the rooftop garden.
Alright.
It's really-
I'm going to go outside very quickly, look at the gigantically tall building, and come back in. All right.
I would
Have
quite
you-
enjoy it if it's 6 regular stories and then a really long stair to the rooftop garden. It's just there's a lot of empty space, like a zeppelin. If there's
Either
a
that
lift,
or it's a hotel for giants, and each floor is just massive.
as a dwarf, all hotels are for giants.
I'll look at the concierge and I'll be like, so have you considered that the world's about to end?
Is it?
What will you tell me?
It may have something to do with the truth and the power, or whatever it was that's in the package and backstory.
Truth and power.
Yeah.
Well, the world's about to end. Just
The
to let
power
you
and
know,
the glory.
the power and
Yeah.
his power and his glory will end the world.
I see, sir.
He's got pamphlets. Would you like a pamphlet?
Perhaps some other things.
Okay.
Some other stuff.
Perhaps you could put them in the little display next to the door that all hotels have.
You know, it's like, next, like, the Stone Museum is like... We could just slot a few of the homemade
Things to
pamphlets.
do in Troika. Wait for the end.
It's coming!
That's in italics underneath. If there's a lift, we'll take the lift.
Yes.
At the far end of the foyer, you can see the shiny chrome doors of the lift, and on the right-hand side, there's a set of red marble stairs, each step carved with a scene from antiquities.
I would like to take the stairs.
I'll also take the stairs. If they're taking stairs, I'll take the stairs.
Are you taking the stairs?
No, I'll take the lift.
I'll take the stairs.
Oh, look, that step's got big Jim's. That's the orgy. That's the 72-year orgy. All of it goes up several stairs.
Each 72 steps, each one.
Each one
It's
for
still-
a year commemorating.
And it's still somehow a little bit dull. But I guess like after like year 4, what is there left to like improvise on?
I've just had a horrible thought about that. And as it is a 72-year orgy, are there generations being produced during the orgy?
I would find it very difficult to not produce a generation
I would
during
have
it.
to imagine that people are being subbed in and out
Yeah.
on like a rotation like basis.
Do you think they've got like someone who calls up your number? Like,
I hope not. Anyway.
Well, no, I imagine it's like someone has to go up and tap you. Because like,
it's like, excuse me, so I think you've had enough.
yeah, like, or it's like
We
kind of
continue up 6 flights of stairs with this line of conversation.
my sword's clanking as I like just hoof it up those, just sweating profusely.
Okay, are you all going up the stairs?
He's taking the lift.
Oh,
You're
no,
taking the lift.
I'm
Peter's
not gonna-
in the lift.
Perhaps, I mean, it might be a good idea to split up.
No, generally not. But these guys want to take the stairs up to the top floor of this building.
Well,
know-
it's so we could riff on the fun.
Do you not want to come up the stairs?
Not particularly, but I mean, if
Oh.
I'm being forced to, I'm not
Tell
going to fight
you
that
what we
hard
could do. We
against
could
it.
race up to floor 1 and then we just like push the thing and make him come.
Okay, we'll see how far. We'll
Right.
see how far it takes to get up to floor 1.
Right, let's go to floor 1. Take the lift to floor 2.
6.
This is
two,
thrilling radio.
Oh
Take-
my god.
Take the stairs to floor 3. Lift to 4.
I've changed my mind. I'm
Stairs
going
to
in. I'm
five.
going in the lift now.
Yes, thank you.
I've changed my mind back. I'm going in the lift.
No one else.
Get in.
Okay. If the world ends when I'm in this lift, and I don't hear about it because I'm in this bloody lift, you'll be hearing about it.
I understand.
They'll
that you
play it
have-
on the intercom.
I understand you have a phobia of lifts, but we're not going in a real lift in real life.
What if there's a fire?
Then I'll shoot my way out with my gun that I've got. I don't know.
You'll shoot the fire with your gun.
No, I'll shoot the door with my gun.
Okay.
We're in the lift.
Okay, are you going to summon the lift?
Yeah?
Okay, you press the button, the little arrow going up.
I'll press it with my knife.
You can hear a sort of rumbling sound as it approaches. Okay, the lift doors are heavily chromed, so you can stand and you can look at your own reflection in the doors of the lift. But something seems slightly off. It just seems like your reflections move slightly when you're not moving, and vice versa.
That'll be the Wasp, don't be.
You're not sure. Perhaps too much Wasp caffeine has had that effect.
My
But then-
heart is jumping. Probably couldn't have took those stairs. You're right.
Well, there you go.
Like a hummingbird.
Ever ready.
I will try and catch out the reflection by making a sudden movement and see if it reacts differently. I don't know.
It moves at almost exactly the same time, as if it wasn't quite expecting a movement, but it caught on pretty quickly.
I'm going to whisper to Pig. Is there something a bit weird about the mirrored, like, chrome here?
Oh god, I thought that was the wasps.
Yeah, well, it might be, but something's very odd about this.
I hold up my hands, so I show you. I'm making 3 fingers up, and then I quickly remove my hands to see if the mirror gets exactly the same number of fingers.
It does.
That seems pretty legit to me.
Is this dangerous? Has Big Jim sent us on
The
a...
lift doors glide open.
Oh well, my
You know,
ADHD
to your
dictates.
question there, Big Jim has never seen us wrong.
I mean, that's probably true.
In the
Let's go in the lift.
in the fiction of this podcast, yes, we go in the lift.
The chrome doors open and 2 persons covered entirely in interlocking metal plates step out in unison and head towards the exit of the hotel.
Good evening.
Good riddle date here.
They don't acknowledge your presence.
Bastards.
So inside the lift, it's like an ironwork cage. There's a thick green carpet floor that you sink several inches into, and a small chandelier with phosphor bulbs which brush against tall characters' head. That's not a problem for you guys. There's a tiny little mandrel in a red suit operating an arcane set of controls to the lift. It looks up at you.
The presidential suite, please. I'm told floor 6.
It turns to its controls and presses a button. The doors slam shut, and the lift begins to ascend with a hum.
Are you getting double time for this? Working on the festival night? The riddle night? Riddle Nacht?
Mando just sort of looks at you, it's really responds.
It'd be really good if it turns out the Mando actually doesn't understand what we've said and it's just pushed a button. It knows that if it's enough mandrels, enough lifts, enough buttons.
It's just a perfectly normal real-world mandrill.
Yeah.
Can I lean in and press every button on the way up?
If
Mando-
you do, I will remove you from this lift.
Mando slaps your hand back.
I'll keep trying.
He physically gets in front of it and starts sort of squeaking ominously at you.
I'll press him in the chest where the buttons are located.
This could have just been a question of waiting in the lift until we got to our floor.
We could have done the Mass Effect thing where we just sort of stand idly by.
I don't think there's other floors. You seen what's happening? I'm pressing them. I'm squeaking them.
The doors open with a ting, and a little old lady with blue-rinsed grey hair enters. She gives a red bonbon to the mandrel, who unwraps it greedily and sort of scarfs it down and begins to hiccup.
Okay.
Do I recognise the woman or the bonbon as anything?
Well, I mean, a bonbon's a type of sweet.
I know.
It's,
So the woman, she got in the floor.
she gets in.
On floor. What floor did you come from, old woman?
Don't talk to the lift woman!
Left woman?
Don't you know that thing on the internet?
No?
The whole thing about,
Oh, I'm
It
just.
was in Portals and Black Goo.
She says to the mandrel, "Second floor, son."
Okay, wait. Right. We strategise this. We're not at the second floor yet? Are we at the first floor?
I would assume that was the first floor that you've just.
Okay, well,
Okay.
we're going up anyway. We'll just ride till we get to the second floor and not engage with this woman in any other way to prolong this already daunting encounter, as we haven't reached the quest giver yet.
woman.
She says, "Oh, son, that's a lot of swords you have there."
Yes, I'm ready for the end times. Are you ready for the end times?
Just because she's
Ooh.
old doesn't mean you can ask if she's ready for the
They're
end.
coming. They're coming soon.
Are you associated with the Red Church?
Yes? No.
Oh,
Are you associated with the Red Church?
I certainly am. I'm here to visit the porcelain martyrium of St. Jude.
Ah, lovely martyrium.
Are you a religious fellow yourself?
Yes.
Oh,
Intimately.
I see. Do you think St. Jude would have been able to escape her bondage given suitable mass?
Given suitable mass? Well, potentially. I mean, I'm not... It might be an ecumenical matter.
There is a certain circle of hell which is being trapped with two religious people in a lift.
Like discussing theology.
Yeah, discussing theology. Like, Pig is slowly pulling his head into his own hat.
What gods have you brought with you?
Telak, for one. He's a cool guy. Swords, end times and whatnot. Preparedness.
But you're against the accumulation of mass, though.
Oh, God, that's a big question.
I'm given to understand that you're very pro the accumulation of mass, given
All the
it
swords.
being in the form of swords.
Yeah, like the more swords you can get there. I'm very pro the kind of accumulation of mugs. As more mugs you can have, the better, I would say.
I believe that's more your position than your religion.
Yeah, that's more
That's personal faith. That's personal
religious
faith.
I do like a nice mug for my tea.
I do find it's much better to have a mug with your tea than not.
Oh yes. She holds out a small paper bag towards Gitbit.
Is Git's like a religious title? Is it like father?
No, it's just a name. It's just like John and Jack, you know.
It
Gitbit.
contains brightly coloured bonbons.
I'll use my whole hand to take every one that I can out of the bag and then eat them in one go.
The worst thing is you're like this in real life. The element of fancy is that I could escape this social encounter with you.
The woman looks not quite aghast, but a little bit put out as you pick 5 bonbons.
I'll fuss over it and pick the ones that I want. You know.
Okay. You
Get your
have,
fingerprints on every single one.
Yeah, my waspy fingers.
okay. You have a blue one, a red one, a yellow one, a black one, and a green one.
Oh, lovely. Lads?
No, I couldn't possibly.
Okay.
Oh, go on.
I'll
then.
start eating them.
I'll take the green one off.
Okay,
you.
can you give the green one then?
I'll have the green one.
I'm not greedy.
I thought you were like genuinely like shoveling them out of the bag directly into your mouth.
I was gonna, but like the option to give them to you sounds fun.
It's one long arm movement. It coasts past our faces.
She sort of purses her lips and sort of doesn't look happy at all.
Well, you've chosen the wrong god because the world's about to end.
Now, tell me about the distribution of these bonbons. How is that going to go?
I had a green one.
He's having the green one. And I'll have the rest.
Are you eating them all just now?
Yes.
Are you eating your bonbon, pig?
Unfortunately, yes. What did you expect?
Do you want to roll 2 dice?
Me?
Yes.
Okay. That's 6.
6, okay.
Oh, goody.
Shall I roll
No.
5 what?
No,
No.
no, 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 no. No, no, no.
I have rolled a 6.
You'll roll a 6. The bonbon tastes of passion fruit. It's fairly pleasant. But you notice, within maybe 30 seconds of putting it in your mouth, that you're now hovering a couple of inches above the surface of the ground.
Pig, stop that. That's unseemly.
Pig, you're not enjoying the carpet anymore. This is a long lift ride.
It's a very tall building. It's
Yeah.
only stopping 6 times.
Yeah, no, I'm my feet are just gracefully touching just the top of the carpet, so it looks like I'm still standing on the carpet.
You tippy toes.
Now,
Everything is going to
what
happen.
colour? What colour of bonbon are you eating first? So you've got a blue, a red, a yellow, and a black.
Blue first.
Those are almost all the colours of Power Rangers.
Yes. Without chewing, I guess. Just
You're swallowing it.
yeah. I'll
Okay.
sort of like open my mouth and then just like just throw it in
You get a sort of hint of lavender
lavender.
as you
Do you
you swallow it down. And almost immediately, you start to swell up.
Okay.
You're now basically, you look overweight now.
Okay.
You've puffed up to quite a degree.
Okay. I'm fine with that. But, you know, I'll see if the other colour brings me back. If it like deflates me.
So that was the black one, yes?
That was the
The blue one.
The blue one.
So I'll take a red one next.
A
Red and
one.
blue, they're related.
Mm-hmm.
You swallow the red one. It's banana flavoured.
Okay.
The red one is banana flavoured.
Yes.
That's very... Who is designing
This is your issue. with
Old
the magic
woman!
sweets.
What have you done to me?
Well, I think we've learned a lesson about greed now, haven't we? Look who's got the excess mass now.
Oh, but you want we all want excess mass, right?
No,
No, we all want X.
I'm running a deficit
Oh.
of mass.
The Church of the Red Redemption are against excess mass.
Excess mass. Well, you've made more maths in the world, old. You've sinned against your religion here.
It's you who are the sinner,
I mean,
worshipping your false sword gods.
he's also a god of readiness. And
And you weren't ready for this?
no. So what is the banana one just tastes of banana?
Taste of banana. You immediately start hiccuping. Bright multicoloured bubbles come out your mouth.
Old woman.
Yellow now?
Yellow.
The yellow one tastes of lemon. Nothing happens.
Oh.
And then black.
Then black. I'll look at the old one and go like, that yellow one was quite nice. I'll give you that.
The black one tastes of sesame.
Hmm.
And nothing happens.
Okay.
She's just sprinkled a few of her favourites in there. That's why she looks so put out.
Have you got any other the bonbons on
You've
you?
had quite enough of
Any
anything, young
other,
man.
any other bonbons?
So he's just, fat and hiccuping now.
Hiccuping bubbles.
I'd like to add that when the lift does inevitably stop at floor 2, Pig is then catapulted into the ceiling because of sun session.
Pig doesn't shoot up with that amount of force, but you sort of bob up a little bit.
The top of the hat is now
Top of the hat,
interfering with the chandelier.
it bounces off the chandelier. Yes.
I'll grab his leg and hold him like a balloon.
He's not. He's only floating a couple of inches. It was a momentum thing.
Okay.
Do you have control over your floating? Can you float?
He can walk normally. He's just a couple of inches above the surface of the.
Okay.
This is great.
Where did you get your bonbons, old woman? Just in case.
The door opens, and she sort of storms out.
I'll like flicker the V's as she goes.
Coming down the corridor, you see a large human outline, but you imagine like a cloud of green gas, and its limb sort of lifts in a sort of hold lift.
I'll hold the lip.
Yeah, hold the lift. We'll pat the mandrel on the shoulder. Like, could you hold the lift open? I imagine that involves shoving his mandrel arm in the way of the actual lift.
The mandrel sees the gaseous form coming, and pulls out a little gas mask from a box underneath the machinery and puts it on.
I just pull my hat down over my head.
I don't think I have any gas-related countermeasures.
Oh, because mine's so airtight.
I'll just be aware of the gas.
I will lean over and press the closed doors button.
No!
There seems to be the mandrel seems to have some sort of lock on it from his machinist controls. Okay, the gaseous creature gets in, and basically the lift becomes filled with green gas. The doors slide shut, and you discover to your horror that I don't know if you can breathe at the moment.
Yes, I thought so. Is there like a hold your breath kind of thing I can do, or do we just die?
You don't have a hold breath skill. If you have a strength skill, that would be applicable.
I do.
I don't.
And I roll my number.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't have strength.
So
That's
shall,
fine.
shall
Just start
try and roll under a 6.
I got 9.
That's very much not under 6.
Okay. Pip takes a deep breath just as the
It's the reservoir of air in my hat.
reservoir of air in the hat.
Oh, I know I've just rolled, so I should probably get some kind of consequences, but I have just thought I can use a magical spell to turn into a gas mask that doesn't need to breathe, and then one of my colleagues can use.
You can have a try, yeah. That's
Yes,
quite
I could
effective.
absolutely wear you.
So, what is the
But
spell?
we'll do this first. So we'll deal with
Yeah.
the consequences of this first.
You're gas. Why do you even need to get left? Just float up or down.
We've spoken on the racism before.
You're fucking gas.
You take d6 damage each.
Okay.
That's
5.
5 stamina
5 stamina.
for yourself. 3.
3.
Okay.
3 stamina damage.
Yeah.
So now I'll try and transform into a gas mask.
Okay.
So my assumed shape, the total skill is 8.
It costs 4 stamina to cast.
Oof,
Whether
okay.
you succeed or not.
Well, I'll pay the stamina,
Okay, what are you at now?
10, and then I will roll some dice. And hope
Or the other thing you can do is huff a plasmic core.
Yes,
Instead,
but that can just kill me.
that can blow your head up.
That's a 9.
In a remarkable bout of quick thinking, you attempt to magic yourself into the form of a gas mask. Unfortunately, you're slightly flummoxed by not being able to breathe properly.
I have a feeling that this adventure is going to be tries to take a lift, dies.
It's just like real life.
Big Jim.
Second round,
Okay,
everyone make a skill check again.
Okay. That's a 10.
that is also a 10.
And that is a 9. I failed that one.
Okay. Each of you takes another d6 damage.
Please don't be 6.
1.
5 damage. 5 stamina again.
You down to that? What you each? What you all?
I'm on 12 stamina.
12 stamina. That's okay.
So I will try again.
Uh huh.
I mean, I very much could die. Should I try? Should I try and huff a piece of ammunition, a plasma core?
What do you? How much stamina you got left?
9.
I'll tough it out for another round.
I very much could die if I don't, but I could die if I do.
You only take d6 damage next turn, so you'll only take
See, the
it.
thing is that as a gas mask yourself,
Mhm.
you won't need to breathe.
Exactly. But
But only one of your friends can wear the gas mask.
Do you
yes.
become like an air purifier?
Oh, see, I was thinking of the gas mask because I can just now see a gas mask to copy. Because the mandrel's wearing one.
that's pretty good. Yeah.
Could I transform myself into a bubble of clean air? I don't think so.
It's not really an object.
Yes,
I mean, a
but
bubble
how
is-
would you turn back?
Are you really wanting these guys to be breathing you in, though?
No, not really. But anyway, I will pay the 4 stamina, putting me down to 5.
So you're definitely putting yourself in the danger zone.
Oh yes.
9.
That's another fail on exactly the same numbers as last time. So
I like to imagine it's in order to display, you have to take a really deep breath in, and every time you do it, making the situation significantly worse.
Can I make like whilst I'm suffocating? Can I make a kind of like fuck off gesture, like just
See, well,
to the gas around me? Just be like,
the gas seems largely oblivious to the
I'm sure he does.
to the issues that affect solid people.
Can I like?
The guy who wrote this was trapped in a lift.
Can I like look at the mandrel?
Do you,
With,
okay,
like,
okay.
sad eyes?
Do you have any etiquette skills?
No.
Okay. Make a skill roll.
I've got awareness. That's a 9.
So what would that?
in a lot of 9s.
Awareness is 9.
No, it's not awareness. You're just rolling against base skill unless you have an etiquette.
Skill is 6. Carry on.
Because you're like a living statue, do you not need to breathe or something?
That's speciesish. Oh, that's how they make new dwarfs, but I am very much flesh and blood.
Okay. Right. So we're all dying, is what I'm hearing. Okay, I guess I'll make another suffocation
Well,
roll.
I'll make an arse skill roll to see if you make it.
Double one.
That's critical success, if such a thing exists.
Or a fumble.
Couldn't have got that on my spell casting.
You're absolutely fine this turn. You managed to, although you're not having a good time, you managed to stop choking on the gas.
Okay.
That's
I rolled a 7. Is it just on base skill, is it? Or?
Unless you've got either hold breath or...
No, I fail on that one.
Okay, so you take another 6 points. Another D6 damage.
Two more.
Is a pass or draw fail? I've rolled my
A draw
number.
is a pass.
Bastards!
This time, I will use a plasma core.
Okay, but
Okay.
Whoa.
Might be getting off. Okay.
Can you not just not do that if you die in the lift on the way
That's
up?
what it's looking like it's happening.
I should mention that eating one of your provisions restores health.
So it does.
well,
I forgot about that.
The door pings open, and the gaseous form ambles out in a gaseous way, and you take deep, sweet breaths.
I certainly do.
The
That encounter was a pun because you're saying someone who wrote this was trapped in a lift. It's a fart in a fart in a lift.
Trap lift.
The third floor has an alcove set in the wall of the lift shaft. Inside alcove is a small shop with all manner of snacks and toiletries pinned to the wall, and behind the counter sits a shopkeeper. The wall merchant is egg-shaped, with tiny arms barely long enough to reach the top shelves. You cannot see his legs, but assume they're equally small. His mouth is alarmingly big, making his aggressive sales pitch even more frightening. The gaseous form purchases a packet of salt and vinegar crisps and floats away down the corridor.
Should we go to the shop?
Well, I don't have any money.
We have established that we're here because we have a lack of cash.
They might have bonbons.
Roll up, gentlemen. We have the finest goods here in all of Troika.
You have money.
In the lift shaft.
It's not directly in the lift shaft.
It's a weird placing to have the finest goods in all of Troika. Surely you'd want some sort of...
Is this not the finest hotel in all of Troika?
Fair play to you. We have no money. How do you feel about that?
That's not much use to me, sir.
We have no money. I want to buy your things.
But we're not going to buy the things.
We unfortunately
I've
settled our
got
debts.
a pail of goose grease here. Finest goose grease in all Troika.
I
How
do
much
enjoy
is it for
eating-
money? Because we don't have any money.
Only 15 silver pennies for the goose grease.
That's all of our debt money.
I prod the mandrel on the shoulder. Next floor, please.
The merchant has given the mandrel a big stack of mouldy tangerines, which he's sort of tucking down on with mandrel glee. Sort of
Look,
there's juicy tangerine juice running down the mandrel's chin and getting on his uniform. But he seems to be having a really good time.
I'm glad for him. We don't have any money. I'd love to give you money. I want your things.
Stuffed owl, 6 pennies.
I don't have any pennies. I want the owl.
I will... Okay, lads, I have a quick huddle. I do have exactly one stuffed owl worth of money, but that is all the money I have.
I don't think we should buy the stuffed owl.
But we would have a stuffed owl.
Yes.
Pocket gods,
I'm
5 silver.
Ooh! Oh, I could go for me a pocket god.
I am going to follow the mandrel's lead and eat one of my provisions, which I'm looking at the rules, gives me 1d6 health back.
That's right. Yeah.
So I'll just cross off one. He's
Right.
slightly less dead. Okay.
3.
Get that crunchy down your son.
Do you want a pocket god?
Jellied prunes. Any good to you?
How do you jelly a I'll tell you what, I'll take a pocket god.
Good choice, sir. He offers a selection of pocket gods, and you take the one you like the look of the most.
I'll add it to my little sheet.
Yep. It's a little cloth puppet made in the image of numerous gods. So if you whisper a secret to one and throw it away, you get to regain 1 luck.
That's pretty potent. It will be stored 5 inventory slots deep in my hat. A very, very British thing is to have an encounter be just you are trapped in
In a lift with someone that you can't tell to get out.
I'm jonesing to do some fighting because otherwise I'm trapped in unbearable social situations.
I'm gonna find that old woman again, and we're gonna sort out this thing about mass and gods and bond. I'm gonna take our bonbons.
You're not floating anymore.
There's a solid thump.
Yeah. No, it's not even a solid thump. You were too busy suffocating to notice that the effect of the bonbon has worn off.
I like to imagine it's just kept me slightly above the gaseous layer.
Am I still hiccuping?
You are still quite. You're still hiccuping coloured bubbles, and you're still quite chunky.
Okay. This is the life I chose.
I'm going to leave a terrible review of the Blancmange and Thistle on TripAdvisor.
Has the mandrill finished his tangerine feast?
Otherwise, we'll sit and watch him until he does.
I'll press all the buttons while he's... I'll press the buttons for all the floors
If I have
while
to go
he's
and
distracted.
if I have to revisit a floor, I will throw it out of this lift bit.
I'm pressing buttons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Well, thankfully, we're going up anyway.
Yeah.
Remember, at any point you can switch to the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, no, we know.
Can I have multiple rations and...
3 times a day.
Okay, well...
You could scarf down 3 rations, but then you wouldn't be able to do it again until...
I'm just about at half hour. Oh, no, I am at half.
I'd recommend scarfing down one
I'll have
more.
one.
Yeah.
I'll have one more.
Because,
We've not even got to the quest giver yet.
What are you saving
Dinner and
for?
supper.
You're still presenting as human, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily human, just an upper class sort.
Mm.
So you're looking more inbred than your normal anglerfish self.
I was thinking it's sort of James Bond kind of look, tuxedo, and
Ooh,
just
a
like, I don't know, kind of blank face. I wanted to go up to the front counter and be like, the name's Penumbra, Peter Penumbra. But then I thought that would be quite strange because I'm not checking in.
Yeah.
Okay, a set of brass shutters come down over the little alcove, sealing away the man in the shop. The mandrill finishes up his oranges,
Best of luck operating your shop in the middle of a lift.
presses the button, and you proceed upwards. The door opens with a ping at the 4th floor, and as soon as the door opens, a scrawny woman in a thick leather apron starts pushing tigers into the lift.
I'm afraid we're quite full of tigers.
There are more in the hallway, but she says, don't worry, I'll wait for the next one.
Good.
So there are 3 tigers in the lift with you. It's a very awkward fit, particularly with you all being so spiky and all.
I stand in the corner and try not to mention tiger politics.
Is this a combat encounter?
No, we're in a hotel.
Okay.
You're squeezed up. You're squeezed up very tightly. The lift is full of the musky smell of the tigers.
At least I can breathe the musky smell.
Yeah, at least you can breathe.
How does the mandrill feel about the tigers?
As the lift looks up, you can see the mandrill's hand gradually going out towards one of the large pendulous testicles of the tiger. Bear in mind, it's roughly the same size and shape as a tangerine.
Can I, using my awareness, having seen this?
Yeah, you noticed it.
Can I,
All 3 of you are horribly aware of it.
Can I, slowly put the mandrill's, hand just, down and, look at its face no?
I'm going to stand on the direct opposite end of the lift from the mandrill.
There's not a lot of space,
I
really.
know, but I'm going to be as far away as that space allows. I also may have my hand on my sword hilt.
Gitbit places a firm but strong hand on the mandrill's arm, preventing any incident taking place.
Do we pass without incident?
The doors swing open again. There's a man dressed similarly to the woman on the floor below.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid we're full of tigers.
Says, right, come on, lads. He gestures to the tigers, who then proceed to trot out.
It's these school trips. I
So-
swear to God.
Hold on, we've had sweets, gas, tigers again. So we've got two.
No, they're
more.
getting off.
They're getting off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but-
he's receiving the time.
He's
But
receiving the
he's
tigers.
receiving it on the next floor up.
Yes,
Yeah,
you're
so-
the floor up. You're on the 5th floor. now.
Fifth floor. Okay, oh good. That's
I
even
like
better.
that of all of these, only the gas man was a problem. And
Yes.
the old lady was a problem caused entirely by Craig. by Gitbit, grabbing an entire handful of sweets for no reason other than a complete inability to interpret any kind of fairy tale logic in any situation,
The
other than
old
to be
woman.
like the child in a German fairy tale that gets butchered.
The old woman seemed on the level.
I don't think she did. In fact, I think
seemed-
anything called the Red Church sounds very evil. Anyway, does anyone think come into the lift?
Nope, nothing comes into the lift.
Excellent. I do nothing until the lift doors close.
Yeah.
The lift door's closed.
Do you think we should go back to the shop?
No.
Do you think we should circle back to the shop, maybe? Or...
With the 1 penny collectively.
We do only have 1 penny, don't we?
Well, 1 silver. It's a silver.
Because you bought a doll.
I did.
Peg, you notice that there's somebody standing next to you.
Well, there's in fact 2 people and a mandrill standing next to
Yeah,
me.
but you also notice it's not somebody that you came in with.
Okay, well, I don't do anything.
There's a There's a small figure covered in brightly painted armour from head to toe. He's carrying a small brightly coloured lance. He's just standing next to you. You didn't see him, he definitely didn't come on the lift, he's just there.
Oh, well.
Do I see this with my ultimate awareness?
You all see it. You notice Pig sort of start back and you notice that this little fellow's just standing there.
I apologise, and I clearly give him a bit of room because obviously I didn't mean to stand that close to him. And I do nothing else because I'm being polite.
I will do exactly what I do with everybody else I travel on a lift with and not engage.
I will engage.
I'm starting to wish we'd split the party.
Wee guy, you alright? You having a good night?
He doesn't say anything, but he enthusiastically claps his little metal hands together.
We have been on the Wasp beers, to be fair. This is a very standard
Oh,
post.
charming. It is good out there. It is good. Riddles and whatnot. I'm excited. Are you excited?
He doesn't say anything again. He claps his little metal hands.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. Did you see the tigers?
He shakes his little head.
No, they were there. They were there. It was a time. It was a worry. But I'm happy again because you look so nice. Do you want a bonbon?
You don't have any bonbons.
I've got
some you eat them all.
I've got some wasp bits that I could roll together into a ball and hand them.
Okay, you hand him some wasp bits. He lifts up the hood of his visor very slightly. You don't see what's underneath, and he pops it in. You hear sort of sounds of munching, and he rubs his little metal tummy enthusiastically.
I love this guy.
We have to
He's
keep him.
great. Oh, be content and happy with my friend.
Do we eventually get to the 6th floor of this building?
You do indeed.
Good.
The door swings open. You're in a long, well-upholstered hallway with many doors on either side. At the end of the corridor is a large, ornate door covered in frescoes of tastefully nude scenes from mythology. There are 2 guards at the side of the door, resembling large bipedal pillbugs covered in heavy black armour.
Armouring them seems almost a bit redundant, really. It's mostly armour.
You're not sure if they're wearing armour or if that is them.
Maybe it's like, when we wear armour and it's got old sculpted muscles on it, like Roman times. Maybe that's what they do. It's just you wear. Anyway, you've got the
I'll bring out the black cards and I'll say, I believe we're expected. And I'll walk towards the exit.
The pillbug knight nods as best it can, given its unusual proportions, and opens the door for you.
Well,
Walk through the door.
Yeah,
So
certainly go in.
the 4 of you enter, and
The 4 of us.
Are we taking the little metal man with
the
us?
little metal man has followed you.
I
I
can't
was
say
about to ask him
no.
if he's getting off at this floor, but
If I notice that the little metal man has followed us, I'll go to the pillbug knight. I'll be like, I believe that this gentleman is not a member of our group.
No!
this is it.
Can we...
He
party
ate my
vote.
wasp bits.
Party vote. We're keeping the little metal man. Craig.
I think that'll be entirely up to the security.
I can't believe that you just narked
What?
on our new metal friend.
The audience won't care for it.
He's highly suspicious.
We're highly
He ate
suspicious.
some wasps. We eat some wasps.
He's full of joie de vivre. Do you care
was
nothing
happy.
for fun?
He said,
You
happy
miserable bastard, Peter.
He said, happy for riddles, sad for tigers. These are kind of people.
He's on the level, Peter. I'm more willing to take him than you.
Anyway, I'll just continue into the room.
We're taking him in. I'm going to reach down and offer my hand to the little metal hand, and we can walk hand in hand.
He takes your hand.
Oh, and is it only around one finger because he's tiny?
He is very small.
Oh,
yes.
we're walking in. It's like bring your kid to work day. It's
You
very
just
precious.
hug him to you and just look at Peter as you go
I
shaking
can,
your
I can,
head.
I can
just
put him in my top pocket.
He's not quite that small.
I've got big pockets.
No, he's about maybe
Put him up my shirt.
Under your hat.
yeah.
maybe about 2 foot tall. He's
I can carry
like the
him.
size of a toddler.
I can carry him under my arm like a
He's a
newspaper.
2-foot mechanical toddler that's full of wasp bits. How could you do this?
I'll hold his little hand and we'll walk in together.
The 4 of you walk in and find yourself in a large, sumptuously decorated chamber hung with tapestries and oil paintings, and reclining on an enormous chaise lounge in the centre of the room is none other than the Obsidian Sphinx.